on the road again. Well, I'm Calvin. If y'all don't know me, I just don't know if I was going to say Cal or Calvin, but I'll introduce myself as Calvin. But a lot of my friends call me Cal. And my last name is very hard to pronounce. And I want to reach 1 million subscribers before I announce it. And a lot of you are thinking, oh my gosh, what a ridiculous 1 million subscribers. And you have 2? Well, it's all about perspective. There is, 8 billion people in this world? So 1 million is very, very small. It's a point of a percent. So it's peanuts in the long run. So yeah. And here on my channel is going to be a little bit about me and my life. Hobbies, mountain biking, obviously. I also enjoy hunting, hiking, and I guess music festivals is another really big thing in my summers. And currently recovering from shoulder surgery. Tore my supraspinatus, falling off my bike a while ago, so just rehabbing that. And had surgery January 9th, so almost 4 months now, and going pretty good. When I first had the surgery, I was like, oh, if I knew it was going to be this painful, I would have never had it. And that was about, 2 weeks of pretty big pain without meds or anything.
Hey, yeah, for the record here, just wanted to say, I don't know why I said I didn't do my recovery with no medication, because that was, I don't know. I was on tramadol for about 9 days, prescription for 40 pills or something like that. And even just the day before, I was getting ready to call the doctor and get another prescription. And yeah, it ended up I didn't have to even go get it or do that, so that was really nice. But yeah, it was still extremely painful. Like, it was crazy. It was like 9 days still painful, so I just did like the odd Advil liquid gel and whatnot. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw this in, and then now we'll get back to the video.
Without meds or anything like that, so definitely worth it. Did a lot of rehab for about a year and a half before my operation. So that was a huge difference. So any operation, do whatever you can for physio, so then you can speed up your recovery. So there we go. That corner scares me so much. Really got to weight the front end. But yeah, anyways, so something I learned from this surgery compared to my hip surgeries I've had. I've had hip and labrum tears left and right. And I never did any rehab or anything for those. Or I guess did lots of rehab, but hold me till I started feeling good and I stopped, and they were, oh buddy, and didn't do much, and a duck. Didn't do much of anything for my hips beforehand. I was told I had bad arthritis before I found out I needed surgery. It's a beautiful thing about Canadian free healthcare. Not only does it take them forever to diagnose things, but it also takes forever to get any operations. So, fun stuff. But yeah, anyways, I didn't do much of anything before my hip surgeries, and only after. And really only in the last 3 years I've started going to the gym somewhat regularly. Not so much since after my procedure, but it's something I will be getting back into more. I got physio on my bike, so that keeps me in pretty good shape. But to be really honest, since I've been able to ride my bike, physio's taking a back seat. So that's something I am working on, getting better at. So, whew, she's loose here. But you know, it's like anything, 30 years old when I started doing that kind of stuff. So I wasn't taught that growing up. And if somebody tried to, I just ignored it. I was like, that's garbage. I do everything for a very long period of time, never, no pain, and then become an adult and everything hurts. But yeah, so it's also being mindful of what you put into your temple too. This is very difficult, as my channel mainly focuses on mental health and picking up others and showing people that, hey, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Because I guess we'll go deep here. Why not? I was just a boy, born on a Tuesday, September 26, 89. It's a nice day. Mid-10s Celsius. So for us in September, that's really nice. And so yeah. But childhood, kind of had like every childhood dream. My parents, you know, nothing against them. I love them both. They did the absolute best they could with what they had, and raising 3 boys and a daughter. Oh my gosh. And we're all still alive, so I think right there says it all, that mom and dad did all right. I don't have a relationship with my old man. He's still alive. Think about him all the time. But we got those boundaries, so, you know, they're there for a reason. If they get met, great. If not, that's okay too. So, yeah. But I grew up in a bit of a broken home. Parents liked bingo and going to friends' place and drinking till the wee hours of the morning. Nothing wrong with that. Sure, we all relate, but yeah, I don't want to go in too much depth, but we also lived in an abusive household, so that was really tough. I didn't really realize how hard that was until I started my healing journey. And you know, those times as a kid are so crucial for who you kind of man or woman you're going to be when you grow up. So, you know, it all makes sense. But I've had very little confidence in my life growing up. I will say this one thing about my dad, and this is nothing against him, but my parents divorced really 97, so I was like 7, 8 years old, and kind of bounced around between living with my dad and my grandparents. And then as I got into high school, I didn't want to live with my dad anymore because I didn't like, or still don't really like, his wife. She never let us have boys over, or boys. We could always have our homies over, but no girls. So, you know, it makes sense why her son's all messed up. It's because she never let him grow up and communicate with women. And that's all I'm gonna say about that guy. But yeah, so we weren't allowed girls over ever. And so what's the point of living in that house, especially as a horned up teenager? So get it, GTFO, I think that's what the kids are saying. So that's what I did. I went to grandma and grandpa's, and then when my dad dropped me off there, he's like, well, Calvin, I know you're not going to do anything in your life, and you're not going to amount to anything and do anything. And that really hurt me, even to this day, like with my surgeries and everything, especially more recently than ever. I've been thinking about that a lot, and like I actually kind of feel like it. I haven't worked much in the last couple of years, maybe 6 months, And like that's what my dad told me. And I did really well in junior high. My teachers cared and my family cared. Then once I got to high school, that was all out the window. You're held accountable for everything, right? And which is a good thing. But it didn't work for me. Yeah, like my dad dropped me off that day and said that really mean, hurtful thing to me. And then I actually asked him about that a couple of years ago before the boundaries were set. And he told me he's trying to reverse psychology. Oh, that's great. Rail car mechanic, now psychologist. Go figure, but you know what? Dad, that really hurt me, and I forgive you for it. And at the end of the day, he's just projecting himself onto me, you know? And that's all we do when we talk crap about others and stuff like that. We're just projecting ourselves onto them. And so when your ex-girlfriend sends you a message at 6 a.m. calling you a narcissist, that's really her. She's the fucking narcissist, you know, whatever. But yeah, so that was really hurtful for me. And also growing up in abusive childhood days, you know, that affected me in my older days. I turned to drugs. You know, that's where I got the unconditional love and all that stuff from. If you've done drugs, you'll know what I mean. And most of the people I've done drugs with have very similar stories, if not the same. So, you know, maybe it's time to start working together and helping those people rather than scoffing at them. Because guaranteed, my friends and family scoffed at me when I was addicted to the blue stuff from Breaking Bad. And you never know what anybody's going through or who the hell they're going to become. So Grant Cardone, heard that from, and that really resonated with me. So person cuts you off, says something, whatever, they're probably having a really bad day or have a really hard time living with themselves and accepting everything that they've done. So be careful, be mindful, you know. And if you're one of those people who think you can't change, you're in the victim mode mentality, you can change. I am proof. I'm far from perfect, but perfectly imperfect. I said this before, probably say it many more times. The only perfect person in this world, we hung on a cross. So who the hell wants to be perfect, you know? And yeah, I'm gonna talk about a lot of things on this channel. You know, I'm not a victim, but the world we live in is so stacked against you. You look around with everything, they're trying to divide everybody. Whether it's your religion, your politics, your sexuality, you name it, they're attacking it. So they're weak, they're losing their power. So just be strong and remember, there's always great chaos before anything good comes. So remember that. It's a tough world. And if we keep babying everybody, oh man, we're gonna be a bunch of wusses. We already are. Good times create weak people. Look around. People don't even know who the hell they are or anything anymore. It's so sad. You know, we're all beings, you know, like pretty obvious. The world runs off of fear. Why else do they install fear in you? You know, these are leaders, quote unquote, you know. Do the math. Look how much money's in your country and divided by the people, how much you're taxed, everything. You know, it's all designed this way. So yeah, we're all getting sick of it. And the nice thing is, I'm just gonna use my words, man, like I was taught in school. Weak people need to be loud and forceful. Strong people stay humble, lead by example. And it's really sad. And yeah, that's my thoughts on the world and stuff. It could be so much better, and it starts with you. And that's all I worry about. I don't watch the news. I don't pay attention to politics. Yeah, I vote, so I pay enough attention for that. But other than that, I listen to I am affirmations. Stay away from anything that brings your vibrations down. So trash talking people, scary horror movies, so many tools and things to learn. And I've learned a lot, and I'm always learning. So I'm happy to share them too. So, yeah, that is that. 9:28. All right, time to keep going here. I gotta be at my mom's work in like an hour. So, here we go. Caught my bearings a bit. Take a squirts of agua. Get ready to rip. There we go, that was fun. Way too light of a gear there. So yeah, that's that. That's how I feel about the world, and we should really start working together and coming together. So we're so much stronger that way. Pretty weak when you're alone. Been trying to do this channel and all this other stuff on my own, and finally coming to the realization is I need a team, man. Need a team. So I'm working on that. If you want to be part of something and create something positive and try to make a good impact on the world, hit me up. Let's get things done. I'm geese. Love geese. Oh yeah, childhood was a little bit broken. And then yeah, as a teenager then, my dad said that to me. And after that, I just, I wasn't hanging out with scholars, I'll tell you that. Scholars of the street life. I didn't have to pay for much. All my friends did some wild things way back in those days. And, yeah, got the hell out of that. Not once, but twice, I guess. But last time for good, because 2020 was hard. 2018, 2020, it was rock bottom for me. Committed suicide. 2018, got loser drunk, took a 11 handful of prescription pills that should have definitely kept me sleeping forever. And when I woke up, it's like an angel blew a breath of life right into my soul. It's a Wednesday. I was working construction, so work at 7 always. And I slept in, to say the least. Probably didn't get home till 1 or 2 in the morning Wednesday. And drank over a case and a half of hard teas and some rum and cokes, and then did a lot of reflecting, and I guess I hurt one of my girlfriends, friends with benefits, or whatever you want to say at the time. And I was really disappointed with myself, knowing I was better than that. And yeah, lived in my parents' basement. My dad and his wife, step monster I call her, who doesn't let girls over at their house as a teenage boy, which is just absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, got through all that, and yeah, like in their basement, right? I didn't leave a note or nothing. They would have just found me there, croaked. Oh gosh, am I ever happy? That's one thing I failed at, and I'm so okay with that, because later on in life, fast forward a couple years, end of 2020, I was in the thick of my addiction of the blue stuff, and that was game changer. November 9th, brother and his wife gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and yeah, that's when I realized, like, you know, my sister has twin girls, and I missed a lot of their life partying, you know, in my early teens to early 20s, and I missed a lot of family dinners and things you'll never get back. And all my grandparents are gone now, and that's another thing, sitting there doing those drugs, hitting that pipe or whatever. Back of my mind, I could always think of my ancestors looking down on me, being so disappointed, knowing I could do so much better, and myself knowing that too. Like, what the hell am I doing here? You know, like, if you're the best person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And I don't mean that in an ego, ignorant way either. You know the room I'm talking about. And yes, you can get out of there. It's not easy. It's very lonely. But I found my spirituality in universe. I've asked so many questions and got so many answers. I cannot ignore it anymore. And I'm here to share my story to help others and share my blueprint, so you don't have to go through the dark on your own. I at least gave you a light, you know, or a path, I guess. So, big talk for nobody. Only time will tell. So, we'll leave that there. So yeah, my niece was born, and now they had a second kid too. And since I've quit all those hard drugs, I don't really drink anymore. Haven't drank since January 1st, or I guess December 31st last year, or 24, 25. New Year's Day, I guess, because you do drink after midnight. Haven't touched any alcohol since then, and I like to smoke my Mary Jane. And yeah, so, and like I said, I like to go to music festivals, and yeah, they're a lot of fun. You can get more high off the people's energy there than any substance you can take. Don't believe me? Go try do a sober festival or a rave or something similar of the sorts. The energy is insane off those people, because I used to go to raves a lot, and when I quit those drugs, I freaking got so high off the energy, even more high off the energy of everybody there, without the hangover. So imagine that. You can get high on life. And I truly believe the more you heal yourself, the less attractive those substances are to ingest. You know, You don't need to numb from the pain anymore. But you know, I also get like people don't drink, people don't do these, and like that's their thing, right? So gotta have something in moderation, and you know what you need to do, what you're capable of. Now just go do it. Nobody else is gonna do it for you. Nobody knows what you're thinking, right? So I truly believe we can heal a lot of this world if we just heal ourselves. That's the key. Quit blaming others, heal yourself. If people do things and stuff that piss you off, they're triggering you. That's something in you. And I've been getting triggered recently too. But that was on me in my own head, you know, thinking too much. And like my old beliefs were just straight up attacking my mind. It was crazy. It's really difficult and hard, but got through it. I talked to a friend out loud, voice memos and notes, and that actually really helped me. Got to listen to myself talk, and it's like, oh damn, I'm the freaking problem more often than not. Yep, you are. So suck it up, you know. Oh, the Yellowhead Trail, Trans-Canada Highway right here. Look at that, our tax dollars going to work. Woohoo! Good. This is a good pedal up this hill. Cardio's getting better. I'm not sucking so much wind. So, kind of gave a little description on my childhood and my young adult life. How about now, I guess? This is a short version. I don't want to go into too much as I am starting and just sucking some wind here, getting my stuff together here and sharing what I can with others, getting some seminars going, whether it's me speaking about my story or getting a mental health group together for men and for everyone. I have a friend in mind. I would like to see if they would like to bring a circle in for women, so wait and see about that. But yeah, starting to do that now because I run into random people all the time with similar paths, and they have such kind words for me, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm still learning to feel that way, and that I do have purpose. I am a somebody. I can do something with my life, you know. And so that's what I'm doing here. It's like, honestly, I don't care. I don't care about the fame. I don't care about views. I just care about being a good human being and helping others. And everything else takes care of itself. I'm trying to force all this content and stuff, and I'm done forcing everything in life. I'm done suffering through everything, you know. I used to go to the gym every day, then go to work, and then run myself in the ground sick. You know, like David Goggins is something else, and like his way of suffering and growing and stuff like that works for him. But you know what? I want to try something new. Grow on your own terms. You know, yeah, you need that discipline. You got to get up and do things, but you don't have to get up at 4 a.m. every day and go run 10 miles before you work. If that's you, go do it. If that's what you want to do. But I'm just saying, don't suffer through things just for that. Like, there's better ways of going about things, and you can do those things. Try something different, you know. Let's pump through here. It's pretty nice, eh? Yeah. If I'm a little late to mom's work, that's okay. I'm sure they'd be understanding, and you know what? This content's more important. And I'll get there on time to go get my uncle to his appointment, so we'd be all good. Okay, stairs ahead. Dismount your bike, whatever that means. Dismount. Just kidding, we'll be good here. Woo, that was sketchy. Hey, as fast as I went down that. So, shoulder feels good. Scrub some speed here. And pedal. Yeah, so like, I don't know, one of my favorite things that's helped me a lot, I think I got this from Napoleon Hill. It's a saying, I think of this every day, write this down, day by day in every way, I get better and better. Okay, now say it with me, day by day in every way, I get better and better. But you gotta say it like you mean it, day by day in every way, I get better and better. Say it like you believe it. Day by day in every way, I get better and better. And do that. I guarantee you, you'll feel better. And day by day in every way, you get better and better, baby. Our words are so powerful, you have no idea. I got the most amazing roommate right now. The very sarcastic, joking human. And he tests every fiber of my spirituality and beliefs. And which is good. I don't portray nothing on him. I still speak how I speak. And yeah, what the hell we got here? City of Edmonton. Nice. Trail maintenance. And now I just lost my train of thought. So, squirrel. Nice. Thank you. Good. Some maintenance. Yeah, like with my roommate there and her thoughts and everything. Very sarcastic human. Loves watching horror movies, so don't really pay attention to those if we're watching them, because I can just feel my energy getting sucked out of me. Freaking energy vampire movies and whatnot. So yeah, don't like those. And I just careful how we think, how we speak, because it all comes to fruition. There's a time I was having a really bad mental health day, kind of in the beginning of my healing journey, where still have those really bad days, and it's like wouldn't do anything to hurt myself but drive around and hate to say it, but hope something jumps out at you, some animal, and takes your life. So horrible. But no joke, the next day my brother hit a deer with my niece in the back of the car, and that struck a chord. Literally the day before, I was driving around wishing that thing would happen, but moose instead of a deer. Thank God they had a bigger SUV to take the hit, so they can. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, just me. And thank goodness, because there's another part of the story I want to share. My brother and his wife live out in the country. His wife used to have a car, And they have always said, oh, we got to upgrade to something bigger in case, you know, we hit an animal. And then fast forward a few years, bam, that happened. So yeah, so many things. I can even talk of a manifesting generator. And my grandma had Alzheimer's, dementia, so seeing her was very hard. Last few years of her life, didn't have the slightest clue who the heck any of us were. And I remember one night I just prayed so hard. I don't know who or what I was praying to, but I just just so tired of seeing my grandma like this. She doesn't know who we are. She's suffering. She's like, couldn't even eat on her own anymore. And just, if you ever went through that, you know what it's like. You're looking after, so it's the most painful thing you can endure. And that was my mom's mom. My dad's dad had it too. So they know, and you guys know. And hopefully one day, I won't find out, but I might. So that's so hard, but I just prayed. I don't even know how long I prayed for, but it was for a while. Like 20 minutes, half hour, easy. And then go to bed, wake up the next day, start live my life. I think I worked, come home, I'm in the shower. My sister and nieces are baking cookies. And then as I finish up in the shower, drying off, and I can hear all this crying and commotion, and I frickin' knew it already. Frickin' knew it. His grandma, she went home. It's another thing that helped me a lot with death. It used to cripple me. Like when my grandpa died, lung cancer, basically like a father figure to me. I lived so much time with him and grandma that he got his lung cancer, and that was hard to deal with. It took me a very long time. Thank you. It's just me. It took me a very long time to deal with that heartache and pain. That was 2007, so 2006, and that was very, very hard. And I don't know what changed. I think as I've been on this journey and working out and stuff, my cousin was getting out of a life of on the other side of the law, I guess you could say. And him and I were doing stuff and things, working out, shoveling snow for our own little business to make some monies. And he didn't make it. He and I were so close, and I had to separate myself from him. He said some things, and the stories he told me, there wasn't a chance I was going to do anything, just him and I, ever again. I stopped talking to him for a couple months, and then actually just anniversary came up. 3 years now. He was found in a hotel room dead. Still don't know how or why. So all I know, the man's got 3 kids that thought the world of him. Now he's gone. He won't see them graduate, go to graduation. I guess just said that, but marriage, all that stuff, you know. So that was hard on me, but I've come to the realization that life's really short here, and at the end of it, we just go home. So hopefully that will help somebody out there who's going through something. As I recently lost my favorite uncle, passed away in January, and that was also really hard. I didn't even know he was sick. didn't even know much of anything, and now he's gone. Well, I knew he had a stroke and stuff years ago, but I didn't know about the recent stuff. So, but that's life. Just kind of gets you when you least expect it, right? So that's life. So just me, thank you. Hey, you gotta keep going. Spend some time, morning and stuff, and whatever you need to do, you know what to do, how to handle it. Everybody's different. That's just how I handle things now. Remember all the good times. There are lots of those. I broke a lot of stuff at his farm. Crashed his quad, took down a power line. Yeah. Probably tell some of those stories one day too. Got a lot of those funny little stupid stories. Don't really share with anybody. Not much of a storyteller, but I think I am becoming one. So stay tuned. Here we go. So this is where I tore my shoulder back in 23. Riding through here. Don't go left, don't go right. If you're gonna go straight. Oh! And yeah, this is around the spot here. Goes a quick little left, right. I was coming back the other way, right here. This is where I ate shapoopy. Coming the other way. By the time I got up and untangled from my bike, I was facing this way. My buddy was riding with just got here. He's like, "Oh, what'd you do?" He's like, "Oh, I just ate shit." He's like, "Oh, me too." So he didn't even see it. That's where I tore my shoulder. Front wheel came off of here, and then I'm different and weirdo. Totally cool though. I had my brakes set up moto. There in Canada, right brakes, back brakes on the right, front brakes on the left, and I switched them so back brake was left, front brake's right, and I grabbed a whole lot of right front brake. I'm sure of it. And yeah, I went right over, got up, and was like my shoulder, and then yeah. And then later on I found out, after I wiped out again and heard it more, then I finally went to the doctor. And then he's like, "Oh, you got a torn supraspinatus and you're gonna need surgery and blah, blah, blah." And I was just like, "Oh, motherfucker." And yeah, so I don't like doctors. Because the last few times I've gone to doctors, I've gotten my hips operated on and now my right shoulder. So yeah, that's that. Nice. Bunch of children's. Nice. Here we go. I really want to go down that, but I don't think I got time for that right now. No, it's 10 o'clock. So, yeah, Mom's work in about 25 minutes. So yeah, that's where I tore my shoulder. And then from injury there to surgery was 559 days. Surgery was January 9th. So do the math. Tell me what day hurt my shoulder in the comments below. That's January 9th, 25, of course. But who knows? You'll be watching this video in the future. So, yeah, and then I told myself I'm done tearing tendons. And just February 15th, damn near chopped the tendon out of my pinky working on my RC car. So I'm happy That was still hurts when I close it all the way, but I can take drops and do whatever. Playing the bass kind of sucks, but it'll get better. If I sell it, great. If not, even better, I guess. So here we are at Gold Bar Park. Oh, okay. Yeah. I never took this way before. I'm supposed to keep going straight. Oh well. This is gonna take me to 50th Street anyway, so good. Would have been more fun if I stuck to the trail. Whatevs. But yeah, look at this. This is pretty nice. Go ride your bike, stop, have a little picnic, and carry on, my wayward son. So, yeah, so that's a little bit about me. We're gonna post this unedited, I think, too. Just give it to you raw, baby. I totally took the lame way out of here. But now we're exploring. It's a good little pedal, yeah. Well, that was silly. Been so long since I come some of these ways, since I was a kid, so 35 now. It's like 20 plus years ago, or 15, 20 years ago, I guess. Been living in the city since '97, with the exception of 1 year in Vancouver. It didn't even cross my mind to mountain bike in those days. 2011, 2012. Oh, how I wish I was, though. I probably would have stayed there. Who knows? Wasn't meant to be. But now I got a bike, and now I can go visit anywhere I want. So get my life in order, figure out my work and everything. See the surgeon May 26th. So I'm super excited. He wanted to see me a couple months after the procedure, but I changed my phone number, kind of forgot, and I was like, oh, I'll just do that later. And I ended up being in the hospital where I've seen him a couple times, so I said, oh damn, I gotta go see this guy. So I went and got a card and made an appointment, and May 26th, 2025. Then I should have a good timeline on when I can go back to work, because shoulders are finicky. They take 6 months to a year. Like, yeah, I can ride my bike. It's super spinatus, so it's a very specific tendon I tore. And that's why I call it the super pain in the ass. It's like some things you can do absolutely normal, other things not so much. You lose all strength of the arm and won't be good for some situations, especially being a construction worker that I have been. So got to be careful, yeah. But yeah, I did a couple things on my bike that I really didn't want to do yet until I could get full clearance. So it's good to be overbiked. Thank you, Rocky Mountain Altitude A30. And yeah, so let's talk about my inner child, I guess, and what happened once I got out of the drugs and stuff. So I literally gave up every hobby, gave up my RC cars, hockey, baseball, pretty much everything I used to love, so I could really find out, I don't know, really talk to the inner child and see what I really loved. Because mountain biking probably was the last of my things I thought would ever come up. And what got me into mountain biking was YouTube, of course. Whole bunch of YouTubers there, Single Track Sampler, Matt Jones, GMBN, Burn Peak Express, Jordan Boostmaster, you know, it just goes on and on. And then you know, Pink Bike, Hardtail Party, and now MTB Party. And I wanted to get a very capable hardtail because I wasn't sure if I was going to like mountain biking or not. And for the aggressive hardtail, if you guessed the Rocky Mountain Growler 40, congratulations. Now, why the 40 not the 20? Well, the 20 had a coil shock, not an air shock. And what else? I think it was a 10-speed. There's a 12-speed threaded bottom bracket. All growlers have threaded bottom brackets. The frame's the same. But thinking out loud, of course, I don't really remember a whole bunch of the differences other than I just really wanted an air shock. And I think so. I spent $2,200 on that Canadian. It's like $20 American nowadays. Just kidding. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I rode that for, got it in October. I rode it like once or twice before winter hit. Rode it once in the winter. Not my jam. Riding a skinny tire bike on a Canadian winter, not for me. I know a lot of people do it, but nope. And so that was my very first real mountain bike. I had a super cycle in junior high school. So grades 7 to, I don't know, 7, 8. I guess, yeah, I would have been in junior high. 7 and 9. Full squish, super cycle. And the thing I'm most amazed with as a kid riding all day, every day, I only remember one mechanical. One thing gone wrong. And thank goodness, because I never had tools or nothing. Maybe a water bottle. That was about it. So that was very grateful for that. The one mechanical I did have, don't remember my front tire or back tire, but it came off. I think it was the back tire. And back in the day when everything just slid in, having a bit of a brain fart right now, but it wasn't no through axle or anything like that. So come off a curb or something, wheel went sideways, yeah, locked up. And luckily enough, I was able to get it on with the hands and took her very gingerly home. That was the only mechanical I could ever think of as a kid. And we rode a lot. I never greased the chain, never cleaned nothing, didn't change cables. Like, man. Now, I wash my bike 6 times a day. Look after all the seals, all that stuff. It's been pretty good. A couple things get loose here and there, but maybe it's me not torquing them up high enough, and who knows. All I know is I got it. Haha, not today, Satan. So yeah, I got the Growler 40 because I had the specs I liked. I wanted the 1x12 drivetrain and the air shock. I think they all come with dropper posts too, so can't even add that in the mix. And then yeah, tore my shoulder very first year riding, you know, probably 5th or 6th ride in. Didn't ride a whole lot in the beginning of mountain biking. I just went by myself mostly, then finally met a friend, and then you start going a lot more. Now I actually ride quite a bit by myself, more by myself than anything else. I'm looking for friends mountain bike, so if you live in the Edmonton area and you mountain bike, hit me up. Let's go for a ride. I still got my growler. You'll see it on this channel here one day eventually. Not today, obviously, but yeah. Got it in the green and salmon color or orange or whatever the hell. I think it's salmons. And made it look like Barney, the dinosaur you used to watch growing up in the early 90s. Not Barney Grumble from The Simpsons, but yeah. It was like, made it purple and green. So that is that. It was super awesome. I love it. And I'll be getting that hardtail again one day. It's not today. Oh, we got a green light and an arrow. Nobody's coming. Forgot to push a button. And then I ended up upgrading my cranks on my hardtail to race face turbine 165 millimeters, replacing the 175s that came on that large, which is kind of dumb, I think. Having such a, it was a size large bike, so I don't know. The 170 or 150 dropper post, that's a stupid thing. Could have used a way bigger one, but that's what happens when you buy bikes. They're not going to be perfect to what you like, so you just got to pick the one that has most of the things you like, kind of replace them as you go. But one thing I did replace before they did go was the brakes. I went and sat on the Altitude, not even knowing it's going to be my future bike that winter, and it had the Shimano Mu Dior XT. I know it's Shimano, but come on, have fun, people. And yeah, I just touched those brakes. Like, oh my gosh, those are so nice. And I went and checked them out, and then next thing you know, they're in my cart coming home with me. So that was cool. That was one of my favorite things, is like working on the bikes and tinkering, upgrades. Not the easiest thing when you start out, but if you are mechanically inclined in any way, you can figure it out. Might take you a while, things might frustrate you, but tell me one thing that you knew that didn't frustrate you and make you want to give up, or you know, throw a sprocket across the hull. So yeah, gladly take that. And then I guess this is my second year with this. I've owned this now for a year, since March 16th. Then the all new Altitude got a facelift in 24. So the 23 models were like 35% off or something like that. It's 5,000 Canadian dollars MSRP, on sale for 35. I walked in there, talked to my bike shop. Like, yeah, you can finance it, but if you can put it on layaway, you pay less for it. And so that's what I did. I don't remember, I think you got like 6 months or something like that, and just make your payments every month, and then you want it bad enough, you'll get it. So that's how I ended up getting this bike, because yeah, financially everything's pretty tough for me right now. I don't care. Got some stuff in collections, but it's going to be super easy to take care of once I get everything sorted out here. Hopefully this guy looks the other way here. No. So I felt like I got a really good deal on this bike. And then I poached the cranks off my hardtail and put them on here, because that just makes way more sense. And then I bought another set of Deore XT brakes. The exception this time, I got 4-piston instead of 2-piston for the hardtail, because I don't really see myself taking the hardtail to any bike parks. If I do, I'll probably end up bringing both bikes, so I don't think the brakes will fade or do anything, but don't know. Never been to a bike park yet. I lived at a bike park, that's a lie. I've been to the Devon bike park. I scoped out the one in Cold Lake. It was too early to ride there this time last year, so I'm going to be there again this May long, so hopefully she's open and I can explore that some more and get some great video for everybody there. And then also took the hardtail to Etzen, but this bike has not been to any bike park yet. Hey, use your bell, mate. And so really excited for that day, because I got the right tool for the job now, and it's just going to be super awesome. And yeah, so yeah, A30, right? Could have maybe went with a different version, but after my Growler and doing so many upgrades to that, why not build or buy lower end, go lower end, and then make it your own. And then eventually one day I'll build my own bike. Like, I got the Select Plus Super Deluxe in the back, and then I just got the plain Jane Select Zeb up front. Did some research. I guess I'm gonna upgrade the internals to make it ultimate and give it buttercup. So be trying that once I hit a 200-hour service, which will be probably the end of the year. So that will be super cool and exciting. Kind of hard to do, but so many great YouTube videos on everything. Shouldn't be too difficult. So just keep that in mind. Take your time. There's no rush. So looking forward to that. And it's going to be super fun season. Really want to get to a bike park and take some lessons. I don't know how to jump properly. I just rode a bike as a kid. Everything I learned was on my own, trial and error. So, oh, there you go. Still a hypocrite even on a bike. Buddy sitting there, no signal in the last second. Signal! See, there you go. Canadian Tire. Canadian E. Capilano. This fella at Deco gave me props on my bike yesterday. Very nice kid. If I had a windscreen, I'd get him to fix my cracks. Here we go. I want to try a chest mount too. I got a chin mount. It's wearing full face. It's the sole reason why I wore the full face today, so I can create this video for you beautiful beings. I got an hour of footage, so that's pretty good. I ain't even gonna edit it. screw that. Raw, authentic. What I say goes. Maybe bleep out some swears. That's about it. But my channel's really not for children. It's for man children, woman children. You know what I'm saying? Man childs. More of you than the women. So I meant life expectancy is a little bit lower. We like to take chances. Maybe not even chances, we're just stupid. But hey, the dumb ones are generally pretty freaking tough, so. Tracks from yesterday. 4x4. Here we go. Black mulch, that came from Canadian Tire. Alright, this is perfect. Oh, pardon-moi. Compliments to the chef. Banana and beef jerky for brekkie. This is nice. Well, this is pretty much first ride done for the day. Next ride, it's gonna be a quick one home. And I think my buddy wants me to chase him on his e-bike, so that'll be death for sure. But fun. Pretty sweet. Buddy's 59 years old, so I'll give him that. And now he's got an e-bike he's getting out like almost every day. On a gas Enduro 1.0, I think it is. You'll see it here. We're gonna do a little bike check video on that bad boy. I don't see much about him online, so they're on YouTube's, so we'll get that done. And yeah, absolutely loves it, so that's good. Made it to mom's work. All right, thanks for watching. You know what to do if you liked it. Bye.